Welcome into another playoff edition of the Ballin' Out Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan, here with my main man, Billy. Billy, buddy, playoff rankings come out last night. Vols are right back in the thick of it, son. I mean, we're right there now. And we kind of we laid out everything we needed to happen last week. And I'll be damned if it didn't happen.
Hey, we called it and it happened. Hey, we going to keep wishing for the things and it keep coming alive. I take it every time.
Yes, sir. It was nice to see. It's nice to hear those scores announced in Neyland, and seeing Indiana get just dog walked by Ohio State. That happened early. Billy Napier, son, coming through in the clutch, sending Kiffin home with a loss from the swamp. That was impressive. And then my personal favorite of the day was watching Oklahoma just absolutely kill Alabama. Kill them.
Well, remember I told you that Oklahoma was a team at the end of the year when they get it rolling. It's tough to beat them Oklahoma Sooners, man. It's always been that way with them.
It is, man. And I mean, buddy, what got me about that whole game was their game plan was simple. I mean, it was run left, run right, run up the middle. Let's throw a pass in here every, second or third drive, whatever. They just lined up and crammed it down Alabama's throat, and I loved it.
The key to that beating Alabama is containing Muro, man. Once they contain the quarterback, it's easy to beat them, and they're very simple what they do. They're not as complex as what they were. Even though they wasn't complex, they just whoop your tail, they run the ball down your throat, play nasty defense, and they couldn't do anything to stop Oklahoma, man. Oklahoma, any pass he threw, pick six or interception, man, they took his whole life out.
They did, man. Oklahoma just scored again, actually. It's just like, God almighty, I loved it. I loved watching that the other night. Just think about this. Alabama flew 700 miles just to kick a field goal and come home.
That wasn't Alabama, man. And I told everybody that this is a totally different team without Nick Saban and they're at the head.
It is.
Believe me when I say it can make a big difference, guys.
It does. It makes a huge difference. So, I mean, look no further than Knoxville, actually. I mean, if you really want to get down to it, look no further than Knoxville right now.
I'll give you another example of the Nick Saban effect. Nick Saban is part of ESPN right now, right?
Yes, sir.
And they're still giving Alabama the benefit of the doubt because of Nick Saban.
That's it. We'll dive into the Crimson Turds here in a bit. Let's just go ahead and get down to it, man. I'm not going to go through the rankings. We'll just go through the bracket. Your first round buys, Oregon, the 1 seed, Texas, the 2, 3, Miami, 4, Boise State. They've got Boise winning being the highest ranked, I guess, non-conference, non-power 5, whatever, conference champ at number 4. First up, let's see here. Starting out, they got the Vols going to Athens again. We win that. Whoever wins that game gets Oregon. Then we got SMU traveling to South Bend to take on Notre Dame. We got Indiana going to Penn State, and then Arizona State sliding in there at the 12 seed going to Ohio State. So, and they'll get Boise. Winner of Indiana, Penn State will get Miami. SMU, Notre Dame will get Texas. So, what that's telling me is, one, we got a tough draw first round, which we figured we would if we ended up in that around that 8-9 area. But, man, I tell you, it's hard to beat a team twice. In the same season. Plus, I want to say, couple different calls go our way. I'm not going to bitch about the refs in that game because I don't necessarily put it on them. There were some bad calls, but it is what it is. We come out and match that first half energy in that game 2 weeks ago. In the second half, we got a good shot at winning that game, I think. But the next one up, SMU and Notre Dame. SMU is one of those teams, man. They could easily be flip-flopped with Miami. Because that's what the conference championship game is going to be. That one, don't sleep on SMU. SMU's a pretty good football team.
Yes, they are. They're playing good ball. They're not turning the ball over, and they're doing good, man. I mean, like, Don't let the name fool you.
No. Then we got the next one up, Indiana at Penn State. There's a lot of conference matchups in this one. I'm sorry, that game right there just doesn't do anything for me. I'd like to see Indiana beat Penn State, honestly, if that's the game that we got. But whoever gets that gets Miami. These first set of games here are all on campus. So let's hope we get. And then Arizona State go into the shoe and Ohio State. Man, that game, I don't even think that game will be close. You might as well go ahead and pencil them on in to the next round, But this is all going to change this week, I think.
Yeah, a lot of that. I know what they're doing, just giving us a rundown of kind of like what it's going to look like. But there's so much that's going to happen that's going to change all of that, because I just don't see them allowing two SEC teams like that or that caliber playing each other. It's not, they're going to make it. I mean, they'll make a lot of money, but splitting them up, make more money, come to an end to play each other.
Right. Man, Boise, though, that's one team there that they've got them a little bit further on down the actual rankings. They're like 12th in the actual rankings, but they're not a lot. Two lanes right there. That's one that could sneak in there that I don't think anybody's seen coming. And then the Big 12, man, they may not even get a team in now because BYU lost. Arizona State, they got Arizona this week. Arizona's not a slouch. Which brings me to the first two teams out. Clemson is the first team out, and then Alabama, the second team out. Like, give me a damn break, man.
But I'm still gonna say this, man. I mean, it's something that you're losing 2 games and still got a chance to play for it. But 3 games, there shouldn't be no reason that there even a slight chance of them making it to this playoff situation.
Well, here's what gets me about this. Like, it's been a crazy year, no doubt about it, and we've seen years like this before. But Alabama has lost to Georgia, they've lost to us, and they've lost to Oklahoma. The first 2 games, okay, whatever. Those are top 10 opponents. Oklahoma, for how long have we sat and we've listened to, oh, well, Oklahoma's not that good. That's not a quality win. Well, now, all of a sudden, Oklahoma goes and just beats Alabama like a redheaded stepchild, and it's a quality win all of a sudden. Which I'm not complaining. That's good for us. But I'm sitting here watching it last night. Ole Miss, South Carolina pop up as outside looking in. And South Carolina's come out of nowhere. They're better than anybody wants to give them credit for, honestly, as bad as I hate to say it. But you look at them, and they've got it listed as a quality win all of a sudden. It's just like, it was a better win when we did it because we had to go out there. They were a top 15 team at the time. But for 6, 7, 8 weeks, we've heard, well, that win sucked. That's not a good win. No, it was a good win. It was a better win than people wanted to give us credit for. They did it because it was us that did it.
You know my take on that. They're doing it because of who it is, man. And they gotta let that go, man, and just put the teams in there that deserve to be in there.
Yes.
Stop giving sympathy to people that don't deserve it. I understand they're in the past. I mean, they can lose too. Like, they're not the same team that we're used to seeing.
No, they're not. It's so funny to watch them on Facebook too whenever they lose, because I was going through the other night scrolling, and I seen like, oh, Vegas is in on it. No, you guys are just getting your ass whooped. Like, plain and simple. They're not going to just no. And this is like last night. I had on Facebook. I posted something about what we were discussing, and one of them chimed in, and I'm like, well, my team's in. Is yours? I mean, hey. And then I thought it was the same guy that posted about Vegas fixing the game, and I was like, did Vegas fix the rankings too?
Gosh, man,
come on, now.
Anything, man. They'll say anything. They believe anything. I'm like, come on, guys.
I want to know if anybody's checked on old Roll Tide Willie down there.
Man. He's having it bad right now, man. He's trying to chill out. He's gonna have a stroke out there, man.
I know it, man. He's gonna have to start giving a piss about something other than the Tide. You know what I'm saying? So we've talked about all that. Teams on the outside looking in. Ole Miss, they've got the Egg Bowl this weekend. I think they're toast. I don't think Ole Miss has got a shot at it. Texas A&M's still there. They've still got a shot at it, as long as they beat Texas this weekend. They're in the SEC championship game. Beat Texas, you're in. They've out of the three that I'm going to talk about here, they've probably got the best shot at it. Last but not least, South Carolina, man, and they have come out of nowhere. 15th in the college football playoff rankings. They've come out of nowhere. They've got a shot to knock off Clemson, and then they get a little bit of help on the back end of that. Who knows? You know?
I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. It's just, it still rubs me the wrong way, man, with 3 losses.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it is what it is. I mean, that's how they set it up. You know, I don't think that the playoff committee was looking for it to be this many teams with this many losses.
Right, right.
You know,
Well,
it happened in the past where, you know, the team undefeated, 1 loss, and they always had that what if situation. What if this undefeated team would have played it? Nah, you guys had it right from the beginning.
Well, if we want to go back to it, and if we're just being brutally honest about it, the BCS had it right. Honestly, they did. I mean, it was right. But also, I'm not going to lie to you, but I agree with what you've said about, you know, the 2-3 loss teams shouldn't have a shot at it. It makes for good. It's good for us. We got something to talk about. But it also makes things a little bit more interesting than, you know, what it should be. But hey, I'm here for it. Let's see here, buddy. Okay, so we've kind of hashed out everything we can here as far as everybody else. Let's talk about the Vols. What has to happen for the Vols to host a playoff game? Because we're right there for it.
There's quite a bit of work still has to happen. I mean, like, I truly still don't think we have a chance to go play in the SEC championship game.
Yeah, we're eliminated from that. Somehow or another, Ole Miss, it comes down to some, like, on down, like the 4th or 5th tiebreaker, but Ole Miss beating Florida took us out of that.
Yeah, but I think I would have. I think it was more of like what was it? If Georgia loses and A&M wins or something like that.
Yeah, it was something wild.
It was a very highly unlike situation, something like that.
Yeah, it would have had to go down to like the 9th or 10th tiebreaker for us to go, which honestly, I don't want to go play in it. I mean, I do, but I don't. You know what I mean? Because if we lose, they're going to drop us out.
Well, see, that's the thing is with I guess I'm just so old school with the situation. I want to go play in the SEC championship game. I do.
Yeah.
Like, the reason why, because it eliminates your chances of not being in it. You got 2 options now. You either win or go home. Now we're in a situation where we're not for sure.
That's true.
It's like we can't, like, let's say we win and we're in a situation where we're hoping that somebody else loses to get us in. Now, we're in the SEC championship game. We control our destiny. We either win or lose it. And then if we win, we got to bye.
That's true.
So I'm just old school with it, where win or go home.
Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, when I say I don't want to play in it, I mean, in this situation, I think it's one of those deals where it benefits Tennessee to not play in it, simply because we're on the back end of the top 12. They would drop us out. They would no doubt drop us out if we lost that game. We're in now as long as we win Saturday at noon in Nashville. As long as we win Saturday, we're good. We're solid. What I think we got to have happen for us to get a home playoff game in Neyland Stadium, we got to have Notre Dame lose to USC. I'm not sure that that's going to happen. USC's not great this year, but they've been playing better ball, and it's rivalry weekend. It's always wild.
Yeah,
always wild.
Yes.
This one, I think, out of all of these, is probably the least likely to happen. But we got to have Georgia lose to Tech. I don't think that's going to happen. Never do know, though. Never do know.
Just never know, man. I mean, you got it's just a different Georgia Tech team. It's not like that, you know. Remember when they had that option where It gave everybody
Yeah.
trouble. Now you're seeing them throw the ball, so it's kind of hard to say what it's going to be like. Where's that game played? Is it at Tech?
Let me look right quick. I want to say
It
it
was
is
Tech, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was at no, actually, no, it's at home. Georgia got them at home.
Georgia got them at home. Yeah. I just don't trust Tech to do it. They could, but it's yeah, I don't think it's likely. It's not likely. To your point though, when they had that triple option offense, they ran it damn well, and it's hard to you see it throughout the year. That's why teams like Army, Navy, sometimes they'll pull off those crazy upsets, because hell, look at Georgia Tech damn near beat us that one year. Bujo's last year took a goal line stand to do it. It's hard to prepare for that unless it's your first game of the year and you've got all off season to kind of look at it and be like, okay, this is what I got to do. It's not like that now though with that Tech team, so we'll see. But shout out to Tech though, they did knock off Miami a while back and did so convincingly. Of course, I don't think Miami is as good as the playoff committee wants to give them credit for. I just don't. After that though, this one could happen too. I don't think it will. But crazier things have happened in the big game. Ohio State, got to have them drop one to Michigan. And that one is played in the shoe as well. So I don't like their chances in that one, but maybe it'll happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily think that would help us out tremendously, but Ohio State's just close enough to us to where they might drop them at least a spot behind us. That Notre Dame game, that one, those two, I think right there would be the best case scenario for us. Penn State plays Maryland this weekend. They've got that one's at home too. Maryland's one of those teams. If they come to play, they can hang with you. Not sure that it happens though. Not sure that happens because James Franklin, he feasts on mediocre football teams. So these last two though, Miami it would help us tremendously if Miami lost to Syracuse. They do travel to Syracuse. And then an SMU lost to Cal. The reason that SMU game ties in is because that's your ACC championship game. If SMU wins that game, they're in. I don't see them being one of the higher. I don't see them being up there though. You know what I'm saying? So there's quite a bit of stuff that could happen this weekend, man. Rivalry weekend gets wild.
Well, I'm with you with that. Like the Syracuse game, that's going to be a tough game. They're playing in the Carrier Dome, I think. So it's always tough playing in that situation. And if they could slow down the quarterback, that's another situation. If you're in his head and he's throwing all these wild passes in the traffic like he normally does, possibly that they're going to get a chance to win that game.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, I just want to go ahead and throw this out there. We know that the Iron Bowl is this weekend. War Damn Eagle. Just cuz. That don't sleep on that one, that Auburn Texas A&M game last weekend was wild. Texas A&M and Auburn went at it for 2 overtimes, 3 overtimes, whatever, and Auburn got it done, son. It was wild.
Dude, I didn't even know overtime was played the way it was played now. Like I didn't know they switched it up like that. It threw me off because I was used to them, still going for a touchdown and then scored a 2-point conversion.
Right.
Like after the second one, it's just you going for 2 points.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I
That's
like
wild.
that.
It ends it pretty quick, and you kind of got to put your best foot forward on that 2-point conversion. Every coach has got them. You've got 4 or 5 plays on 2 points that you're like, okay, that's where I need to go with it. That's what works, and kind of puts it to bed pretty quick. Auburn does have to go to Tuscaloosa though, so that one, I don't know, but I'm hoping for it. Because then, oh buddy, they might tear the Saban statue down, because like that would.
If Auburn wins that game, oh my God, you talking about the moving bus? They might have a Greyhound bus for him, waiting on him the whole 3 semi trucks at his door, packing his stuff. When that bar out is gone, I'll tell you, man, it's gonna be ugly if they lose that game, man.
Yes, yes, and I can't wait to see the meltdown. Cannot wait to see the meltdown because you know it's coming. You know it's coming. It's already started.
Uh,
They're just so much fun. They're so much fun to make fun of. I'm sorry, they are. I'm sure they say the same about us, and that's okay.
I mean, they did it for a long time with us, man. I mean, it's due time. Like, yeah, I love it, man, because now, I don't see any split homes anymore.
No, no.
I don't see the flags anymore. I don't see Alabama stuff being sold in Knoxville in stores. I don't see it in any. I'm like, it used to pee me off when I see Alabama gear in stores.
Yes,
I'm like, what?
yes,
I got it.
yes.
I mean, they're making money, but come on now.
Right, right. You know what? I'm gonna throw this one liner out there. This little joke. You know why reverse cowgirls banned in Alabama?
You know what?
You don't turn your back on family down there. Go Vols, baby. We gonna end it on that one.